This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Do you have a point of sale system you can trust, or is it a real POS? You need Shopify for retail. From accepting payments to managing inventory, Shopify POS has everything you need to sell in person. Go to shopify.com/system, all lowercase, to take your retail business to the next level today. That's shopify.com/system.
Today on CityCast Madison. It's Tuesday, so that means we got the whole gang together for another installment of Must See Madison. That's our newest Tuesday series where we ask you for your suggestions on what's a must-see or must-do in Madison, be it an event, a park, a restaurant, or beyond. We've been out and about taking your suggestions and gabbing about the results. I sat down with our executive producer, Hayley Sperling, and our producer, Phil Surkis, to recap our latest adventures. It's Tuesday, June 11th. I'm Bianca Martin, and here's what Madison's talking about. All right, y'all. We're here, and we're happy to be Madisonians. And we know y'all are too, and you've been giving us some tips. This is our second installment of Must See Madison with our new producer, Phil Surkis. Phil,
Hello.
What's good?
So many things for such a city of the size of Madison that are good that it's blowing my mind.
Yes. And our other compatriot, Hayley Sperling, how are ya?
Hello, you know I'm thriving.
Yes. So this is a new series, Must See Madison, sparked by the beautiful Phil Surkis, who's joined our team. Beautiful in every way, spirit all around.
Aw.
Good chap. And y'all have been helping him see the city. If you didn't catch our last episode, our last Must See Madison last Tuesday, go check the feed, just scroll on up and listen to it. We talked about your recommendations to Phil. We asked you, what should Phil see in Madison? And y'all shared with him Picnic Point, Monona Bakery, and the Lake Loop. And you know what? He did it. And we've done more. So here we are for our second installment.
We have done more, and we did some more just last night, in this mystical time of whenever we record this. I did more last night. I went to a place called Mickies Tavern. You know it, you'll love it. It was suggested, thank you to the first person is Queen of Natchspiel.
Ooh.
That's how they signed off. And Alex V. So thank you to you two for suggesting Mickies Tavern. And I think Alex V pointed out it's not a dairy bar.
There's two Mickies, if you're not aware, Phil. So there is Mickey's Dairy Bar, which is over by Camp Randall. And that has all of the good, classic diner food. It's really busy on, game days. They do a good breakfast situation. But that's not where you went. You went to Mickey's.
Right. And just the dairy bars alone, that's like culture shock for me. I haven't seen those where I've been before. But, okay, Mickies Tavern, that's at 1524 Willie Street. I didn't say Williams. I can't even say it.
He's a local now.
Yeah.
It's Willie Street.
I say Willie Street. I say East Wash and Willie Street. That's the extent of my localness right now. But it's Madison's longest continuously operating tavern. With the exception of the COVID lockdown, it's been operating since 1902. Did you know that?
I did not know that. That's a very fun fact.
I believe it. I also want to note, because I was like, Mickies is in Atwood, and so I wanted to check it because that's one of my missions is actually understanding the neighborhoods. I think Mickies is in Marquette neighborhood.
Yes, you're so right. It is literally right over the bridge that says welcome to the Marquette neighborhood. But to me,
the iconic sign.
Yes, it's still so close. The way that the Willie Street and Marquette just sort of bleed into Atwood and Sassy, we're all just one big East Side family. But Phil, tell us, what'd you get at Mickies? What'd you think?
I will tell you, but I also have to call out Bianca because sometimes she's quick to bring up the neighborhood map that's online.
Literally. It's my favorite thing.
When you start talking neighborhood, Bianca comes with receipts. So just a warning, she's probably right. Okay. Oh my goodness, Mickies. Last night, got a beer. I got a Spotted Cow, a pint of Spotted Cow. That's from New Glarus Brewery. I can't say the word brewery Never could. But it was a delightful, light, perfect beer. It was so drinkable. And I went with my wife and a visiting friend, and all three of us ordered the same thing.
No.
I know you don't do that, but we so did. And we got the RD Melt. Have you had the RD Melt?
I have had it once and it was delicious. And I'm not usually a vegetarian girly, but like you inspired me that one time. I'm like, this just sounds really yummy. / I think I'm having an artichoke moment. I recently had a marinated artichoke sandwich from Alimentari, which should be on your list of things to do eventually. But artichokes are so hot right now, at least in my life.
They're having a moment. They already melt with Havarti cheese, marinated artichoke hearts, and then there's a condiment. It's like a pickly condiment. It's called giardiniera.
Sure.
It is called giardiniera. And shout out to anyone that's listening in Chicago or anyone that listens to CityCast Chicago, because that's like their national condiment is giardiniera. Like that's a Chicago thing.
And Madisonians are already noticing that I'm struggling with the pronunciation of certain words. It also has arugula and sun-dried tomato, and it's on wheatberry bread. And it was perfect with that spotted cow. But I have to tell you about something else we ordered, and I have a message for Mickies. Are you ready?
Yes.
I'm so ready.
We ordered for the table the super sexy fries, okay?
Yup.
Those are our fries, traditionally shaped fries tossed with truffle oil, Parmesan, and crushed red pepper. Now, what they actually delivered was just the sexy fries. Now, without the super, the difference is that instead of fry-shaped, they're just thinly cut sliced potatoes. So same dish, right? Two separate shapes.
Interesting.
So this is me talking. I'm talking to you, Mickey, person representing Mickies. What makes one shape more sexy than the other?
Ooh.
How rude is that? I think you should make a dish with both potato shapes and call it the Inclusive Sexy Potato Party.
That sounds like a new special. Mickies, get us on your menu. We're ready to go.
I hope someone working there, the staff was delightful. And I hope you listen to CityCast, because the next time I walk in there, I'm wishing, I'm fantasizing about the Inclusive Sexy Potato Party.
I'm so glad you brought up those fries too, because they are kind of the it girl on that menu. And it is like, what's the difference between the two of them? And if anyone's going to be amenable to an inclusive, sexy fry party, it's going to be Mickies. And also they might say like, how about I'm not going to do what you tell me to do? Because they're also punk and metal as heck. So
yeah, no, I totally dug the patio there. I totally dug the vibe. We had a really great evening. It was exciting to be there in June, because as I'm learning is like Wisconsin's most erratic month of weather. So like there was the threat of a severe weather event, and we made it out in time. So it was glorious.
I also recently had a Mickies adventure. You guys know it was my birthday recently, and I took myself out to a little birthday brunch at Mickies and enjoyed not one, but two of their very delicious Bloody Marys. And I know that folks have been recommending that. Go try a Bloody Mary at Mickies. I love a good Bloody. I love a really like spicy, solid, with the toppings, with the pickled elements, and I got everything I wanted, and I had to get it again. So that's what I did. It was lovely.
I've seen the Bloodies there. They look architectural. They look amazing.
that's a good description of a Bloody Mary in Wisconsin. Architectural. Absolutely.
There were so many shapes happening. I will say, like, there was like a pickled Brussels sprout, which was a pleasant surprise, a little pickled mushroom, some peppers, a pickle, of course, got that lime, got that lemon, and it was great. And like I said, I was there by myself, which was super, like, not a normal thing that I do. But like you said, Bianca, the vibe at Mickies is just like, it's pretty punk rock. It's like everyone's doing their own thing. And I loved it. I had a great time. It's a great place. Dine solo. Shout out to the staff. They were so, so lovely.
So if you heard the last time we were talking about stuff around Madison, I kind of devised this little rating system. The rating system is a 3-tier system. The first tier being, this feels familiar. The second tier being, I'm pleasantly surprised by what I'm experiencing. And, but I'm giving Mickies my highest rating, the highest tier, which is Madison, where have you been all my life? Those sandwiches were so good. That beer was so good.
I think that's very dignifiable choice.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Do you have a point of sale system you can trust, or is it a real POS? You need Shopify for retail. From accepting payments to managing inventory, Shopify POS has everything you need to sell in person. Go to shopify.com/system, all lowercase, to take your retail business to the next level today. That's shopify.com/system.
But Phil, where else have you been this weekend? You were out and about.
I was out and about. This is an interesting story about Arboretum Drive, which was suggested by Carmen S. And so I went to Arboretum Drive. I should have went there on my bicycle, but we were driving around. I had my dog Marty with me. He can't really walk around there. Dogs are not allowed in so many places. That's fine. I heard it's a lovely kind of Sunday drive driving down Arboretum Drive. So per the website, drivers should observe the posted speed limit, make way for oncoming traffic, be cautious around blind curves, and stay alert for wildlife. So that's a lot of things. I couldn't keep track. Okay.
It is. And you literally need to do all of those things.
But I'm telling you, I was driving and I don't know, maybe I was looking for that wildlife, and you never know when you're going to go around a blind corner, and you never know when there's going to be like a group of elders like walking around on a tour, and you never know if they're going to yell at you saying, slow down. That might happen. That might happen when you go on Arboretum Drive.
Did that happen to you? It's never happened to me. I'm a head case, so I think it's going to happen. I'm like, oh, they're thinking about me. I'm sorry. Here I go.
Yes. And I think their rating is they were not pleasantly surprised.
Oh, no.
Classic.
So I'm sorry to the folks trying to get with nature, and then I come careening. I wasn't careening. I was just going a few miles above the speed limit. I was so excited.
But did literally someone call you out?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
See? Game
Welcome
changer.
to Madison. You got it.
I was like, you got me. I'm so sorry. You got me.
Fascinating.
The pedestrians always have the right of way in Madison. Like, people just be crossing the street wherever, both downtown and like out there. And even if you are in the right, like, they're going to say you're in the wrong. So I'm not going to say who was right or wrong in this situation, but I'll just say welcome to Madison.
Isn't there like a watch out for turtle crossing sign at some point on that?
Oh, yeah, I believe so. Yes.
It's baby turtle season. It's baby everything season. And if you see a baby turtle, this is a hint from the Dane County Humane Society. If you see a turtle trying to cross the road, you should stop. If you can do so safely, and if you're not going to get yelled at by anyone on a walk, you should stop, pick up that turtle, and move them to the other side of the road in the direction that they were heading. Like, don't try and like move them back to where they came from, because it's just going to make things worse. But yeah, you can help. But stay away from snapping turtles, because they'll bite your fingers off.
Ooh. I'm going to hold off on rating Arboretum Drive until I go there with my bicycle. But I wanted to just be honest and share, like, that was something that happened. I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go on a vehicle, on a bicycle where I can't get in too much trouble.
That's very fair. And I think some of these things, they're worth a revisit, right? They're worth a round two. But we also kind of had a little group outing to an exciting spot in Madison. Bianca, take us there.
Yes. We were invited to be a part of a regatta in Fishboil. The company's name is The Bounty, and they do what they call environmental narratives, and they support local artists doing their thing and their craft in this kind of vintage marketplace space that is in and of itself very stylish and stylized intentionally, because these are some stylish people who own it. but also like kind of a play place. Like it almost reminds me of a less crazy version of House on the Rock.
Yes.
Like, because it's got these cool vintage, like they've got light sculptures in there. They've got old fireplaces, like a lot of furniture and interior design elements. The Bounty's dope, and they invited us to compete in their first ever regatta. And by regatta, we mean a gutter regatta. Our boat was about the size of a palm of your hand, and there were 24 teams across Madison, different businesses and artists and what have you, got to decorate a boat. We beautifully built our boat together at Hayley's gorgeous apartment and had like a blast thinking we were going to annihilate the competition. How do we do? How'd you guys say we did?
We were there.
We were there. Oh my God.
Silence.
Crickets. Oh my goodness.
I think we brought a lot of good vibes. I think we brought a lot of good energy and good sportsmanship.
Yes.
I mean, Phil, you were like the first one to compete, to do the little you blow through a straw at the sailboat. You were the first one to do that. What did you think? How do you think we did?
I think it wasn't about winning so much. It was about blowing through a paper straw onto tiny nautical works of art.
Yes.
It was a very interesting event. And I loved blowing through that straw and seeing the boats go, even though like it's trickier than it sounds to move a boat through the gutter. And there was a fish boil that was part of this nautical event, which I had never attended a fish boil before.
Yeah, that was special.
It was special. It was a little bit of a human boil because it was like 80 degrees. We're there in the backyard. But I felt like the Bounty, this amazing space with all these different functions and things that they do, it was like my introduction to a portion of Madison's artistic community. And I felt I was like witnessing a Wes Anderson film come to life.
Truly.
Yes. There's like a mixing of styles from different time periods and these deliberate color palettes. And I feel like I might hear the Beach Boys at any moment. I don't know. There's something about it. And there was a lot of like 1940s Navy apparel, a lot of sandals. It was a scene. I was really happy to be there.
Yeah. Shout out to the Good Style Shop crew who was there and who won the award for best outfits, like shockingly, because they went all out in their nautical garb.
Right. Well, one of them, or was it two of them, also work at Good Style? But I think the team that won, because Good Style was competing, and then there was a shop that's actually right across from Mickies.
Still Goods.
Still Goods. Yeah, it was Still Goods who ended up taking home the prize.
Gotcha.
But they're all, the vintage scene, they're all, in this together. And shout out to Jay Henley and shout out to everyone who put that event on. It's really, really special. Don't Cook for Cowboys did the fish boil, and Jay Henley and his wife, Molly. Y'all are just really beautiful humans, and we appreciate being invited and being able to use this event as a way to get money to Monona Bay. The whole thing was a fundraiser for the Clean Lakes Alliance. So it was good. It was good-hearted fun.
For a little context, like we're over on Park Street. This is an area of Madison that I don't normally get to often. This is the first time that I've ever been to the Bounty. And it's just a really cool spot. Like definitely check it out if you get the shot. But Phil, I'm very eager to hear, what's your take? What's your rating on the Bounty?
Well, first time to a fish boil, first time to the Bounty, first time for so many things. And I was pleasantly surprised. I look forward to learning more and seeing more. Pleasantly surprised.
I think that's very solid. But we also had another new spot that opened up recently that Bianca's got a special role in, and I know Phil has already checked out as well.
I went to Gamma Ray Bar, and everyone knows about Gamma Ray Bar because we broke the story on CityCast Madison.
Yes, we did.
Bianca talked to Kevin Wilmot and got the 411 on all the things that are going to be happening there. And then I stopped in Gamma Ray not too long ago, and they had a star tender behind the bar, which was exciting. And I'm going to tell you who that star tender is. The star tender was Bianca. Oh my goodness. What are you doing behind the bar at Gamma Ray? What's going on?
She does it all.
And you could have said, Francesca Hong, because Francesca Hong, our state representative, was the other bartender of the night. Yes, the news is out that we are star-tending. Thank you for the term. We are bartending at Gamma Ray on Saturdays. And so we had this grand opening on June 1st, and I was behind the bar for the first time ever, by the way, actually bartending. I've never done that. I know I talk about being in the service industry in Madison. I've served you dinner. I might have served you brunch. I might have served you cocktails. I might have sat you at a table, but never have I ever made you a drink until this Gamma Ray opening. And it was so special. It was so special, you guys. And it was so special the night Phil actually came in for one of the soft openings, and you got to see the space. What do you think? What do you think?
Gorgeous space. Gorgeous space. The vibe was so cool, kind of like a little science fiction-y. I love the lighting. There's a room in back, and I'm so excited for the programming that's going to happen there, because you were talking about there's going to be karaoke. There could be so many things happening there. But I do have a question for you, Bianca.
Okay.
You were pointing to this machine on the wall that said pull tabs. And
yes.
what are pull tabs? I don't know.
Yes. Phil and Hayley and I are laughing because we actually have a ridiculously good episode on pull tabs that we did on the podcast. I didn't really know what they were. It's something that people encounter in a good old Madison bar. And will be, if you see someone kind of popping open a little card, doing a little lottery. We have a whole episode about what pull tabs are. They're Wisconsin's unofficial lottery. It is not state run, and there is a loophole for why they even exist, because let's just say the state doesn't love it because they're not getting that money. But there's a really cool backstory about pull tabs, and yes, there is indeed a pull tab machine at Gamma Ray.
For a second, I thought you were going to say, I have to listen to that episode before you were even going to tell me, but you told me. And so I appreciate that. I'll still listen.
Yeah. I mean, also, the person that we talked to about pull tabs, he's a Milwaukee writer, and the story is great. You want to listen to the episode. You want to read T. Carulos's story. Pull tabs are really, really dope and fascinating. And can I just know, you mentioned the performances that you're excited about. The grand opening night was really, really special. And if you guys because of many things, but because of the performances, listen to this lineup. These are a lot of Madison area artists. Dearly Brearley Band, Raquel Allman, Jimmy Sugarcane, Crib Shitter, the person who did our music for this podcast, who is so awesome. He is the lead singer of Crib Shitter. They were performing and, took everyone's breath away. Cowboy Winter, which the owner, Kevin Wilmot, is the lead on that. Hot Props, Mickey Sunshine. And then there was DJ Real Jaguar. It was a really special night. I saw just so many faces. People from WRT were in the building. Lots of local musicians. If you weren't, playing that night, they were in the crowd. I even saw Dana Pellebon, who's running for Dane County Executive, come through. It was a big, special, shiny Madison night, and so grateful and excited for Kevin, who's the new business owner there, and his partner Addie. They're really trying to make a community space, and I feel like they've right out the gate, they kind of nailed it. It went off without any issues, and people had a really great time. And I was slanging drinks for the first time ever, 30 tabs. I was boom, 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 and I was having the time of my life. So
I just want to point out that Kevin's dad was there too that night I was there, and it was great to meet him. And his dad was beaming. Kevin seemed like he was walking on air. I encourage everyone to check it out, because I rate Gamma Ray. Madison, where have you been all my life? It's so cool. It's a happening space.
I love that so much. And I'm so excited to hear about someone truly thriving in that space, because, it had a long history as a venue, being the Frequency, which closed several years ago and then became Barley Pop Live, which was kind of more low key, and that didn't last too long. So I'm really excited. It sounds like Gamma Ray Bar has a very bright future ahead of it downtown. And we're so excited to have all of these suggestions for Phil and for the team to do on Must See Madison. And we'd love to get more suggestions from you guys. Send us an email, madison@citycast.fm, or even better, you can call in and leave us a voicemail We might even play it on this very podcast. That phone number is 608-318-3367. And before we wrap all this up, we've got a couple of things that we're excited about happening this weekend. Bianca, will you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes. Really quickly, we have been invited to help MC a couple of festivals. If you haven't heard it already, I will be at the McPike Session Festival on Saturday, June 15th. So excited about that. That's thrown by Bob Queen and a ton of Madisonian staples working together, and a lot of them volunteering their time to bring you like a world-class international music fest. There will be so many acts that you have heard of. Chuck Prophet and the Mission Express Band, Mary Mack, Mama Digdown's brass band, who we talked to not too long ago. You know, I could name off a million acts, but if you want to check me out, I'll be at the Chicory stage on Saturday helping there. And I'll be having a good old time. There's music and comedy. So if you want to find out the lineup for that day and for the rest of the festival weekend, it's going from Friday through Sunday. Definitely do. We'll throw that link in our show notes. It's going to be a heck of a time. And then, believe it or not, the next day I'm going to wake up, rise, probably get all cute again, and go MC the Jazz Fest. And that will be at the wonderful, beautiful Memorial Union right on the lake. I mean, I don't know if there's a better spot than that. This is my second year MCing the Jazz Fest and Madison Jazz Fest. And I have to say, those acts are really magical. And it's for all ages. And if you see me, come talk to me at either of these events. That would be wonderful. And if you want to find out the lineup for Jazz Fest, we'll also throw that link in our notes as well. And not just to be self-serving, there's a million other things going on those beautiful days. And if you're not there, we won't take it personally. Just get out this weekend. If you can, there are a lot of great things to do.
There's so much that you must see in Madison, if you will.
And we will. And we're going to do it again next week. That's Hayley Sperling, our executive producer, and Phil Surkis, our producer, talking with me about must-see Madison. And what are your suggestions? What should Phil and the crew go see or try next? We want to know. Please leave us a voicemail at 608-318-3367. We'd love to hear your voice. Or email us if you don't want to put your voice out there at madison@citycast.fm. And while we're asking for feedback, we are once again up for Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Awards. Thank you so much. Can you believe it? We're so thrilled and honored to be nominated. Thank you for nominating us. And now the final round of voting is here. The polls are open through the end of this month. So, hey, vote for us in the final round. We'd love that so much. If you like what we do here and you want more people to hear our stuff, help us get named Madison's best local podcast and best local news website for our newsletter, Madison Minutes. We love you, we love our community, and we love doing this work. So if you love us, we'd super appreciate it if you took that minute to vote for us. And hey, all of the other great Madison movers and shakers that make the city a place that we love to live. Thanks so much, and we'll drop a link in our show notes for the voting. That's all for today here on CityCast Madison. I'm Bianca Martin. If you enjoyed the show, why not share this episode with your friend who would get out of their car to move a turtle across the road? All right. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more stories from around the city. Until then, take good care.